following is a presentation of the National Sim Racing League of America. Enjoy the race. Hello everybody, this is Napa Fan here, and this is qualifying for race number 8 in season number 7 of the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. We are here at the Rockingham Speedway. It's the Rock. And we're qualifying for tomorrow morning's Barq's 500-kilometer race. It's shorter this year than it was last year, and that is just because they go kind of slow around this place, and they go actually faster at Phoenix than they do here. So I figured, you know what, let's go ahead, shorten the race, and make it a little bit more interesting. I think just a little bit more viewer-friendly, if you know what I mean. But we're here to qualify. This is the unchartered qualifying session here today. And then right after this, right here on the same video, we'll get to the full qualifying session and qualify the full 42-car field here for the Barq's 500K at the Rock. And nobody's rolling off yet. There we go. Colton Yo in the 36, his second straight week in the 36, and he'll also be attempting next weekend at Richmond as well. All these guys who are attempting this weekend will also be attempting next weekend, as there is no Turkey Hill Series race this weekend, so the hot seat will stay for 2 consecutive weeks. And Colton Yo, the first driver out there in the number 36. Let's see where he clocks in. Number 18 this weekend is Cookie Helms, who got the win in the Turkey Hill Series at Texas last weekend, and it was a fuel mileage race for him, and he was able to stay out, take the lead away from Josh Crash. And Josh Crash would be in that 85 if he got that win, but he didn't. It's Joe Rutkowski, his first ever attempt in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series this weekend. He's driving the 85 for Friesen Motorsports. Cameron Gaju, I believe he's yet to make a start this season, but he's back in the 67 for North State Racing. The 71 this weekend is Nathan Baird. Remember, top 2 in this session will qualify on and race in tomorrow's Barq's 500K. 97, first time this season for Casey Hoffman, the development driver to Caleb Hoffman, to the retired Caleb Hoffman, I should say. And Caleb Hoffman won here at Rockingham in season number 5, so maybe, just maybe, that experience will pay off for quote-unquote Caleb's son. But not quite, because Caleb's younger than me, and if he has a son, he's got a problem. Why did I say that? Anyways, Emmett Juckham in the 98 this weekend, trying to qualify for Beast Racing. Beast Racing is on a roll. They got the win with Zachary Fitzwater last weekend at Texas, and they'd like to get their unchartered driver in victory lane. Of course, they'd like to get Tristan Allen and William Barq, their other 2 drivers, in victory lane as well. But we'll just have to see about that. And then the last driver, that's Dale Salzman once again in the 74. He's been in the 74 quite a few times this season. Shows how well he's been doing in the Turkey Hill Series, and the Tanker Motorsports uncharted driver. He is currently the only driver yet to fully complete a lap here in uncharted qualifying. But right now it is Cameron Gaju and Colton Yo, the 2 fastest here in this session. And it's looking pretty good for the number 67. Dollar General Dodge, driven by the veteran Cameron Gaju. He has not been in a Chick-fil-A Cup Series race since season number 5 of the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. So it's been a long time for Cameron Gaju in this series. He'd love to qualify his way in. And he's still one of those guys. He's been in 5 seasons of the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. He never made the chase once. But he was a pretty good driver when it came time for the chase. I believe he won the opening event in the chase twice, maybe? I know at least once. And he had won Darlington twice as well. He's won 3 times in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series at least. And all of them coming in the chase after he was eliminated from championship contention. But it looks like he won't be eliminated here today. Fastest time right now in the uncharted qualifying session. And it looks like for the 3rd straight weekend, it's going to be the American Motorsports driver. The American Motorsports part-time driver, qualifying their way onto the show with Colton Yo again. And Colton Yo looking pretty good right now in the 36. And speaking of American Motorsports, tomorrow morning's event, we're going to have Trey right in the booth. He makes the radioactives for us in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. Very entertaining. And I'm looking forward to seeing what insight he brings for this one. 62 laps at the Rock. It should be a good one. And might be a good one for his team as well, as his Uncharted driver is right now second. I mean, we saw all the times come in right at the beginning, and they have not changed since. So it looks like it's going to be Gaiju and Yo qualifying their way on for the Barq's 500K here at the Rock. If only we had Elijah Gordon in the booth with us for this one. You know what he'd be saying, of course, if you follow his races. And by the way... Okay, so when I'm recording this, it hasn't gone up yet, but Elijah's back, guys, with the Monster Energy Super Truck Series in the NRLOA. And I believe another series as well. I can't remember. I think it's like the Gatorade Pro Series, I do believe. I can't quite remember, but go ahead and check him out and support the great dude. He's an awesome guy, and definitely like to see him, you know, just feel good about this community, you know, and he's been going through a lot, so go ahead and check him out over there, Max the Hedgehog, long-time member of the NRLOA, and would appreciate it if you guys, you know, helped him out. But anyways, we got Cameron Gaiju, Colton Yo. They're going to be racing in tomorrow's race, and they're also going to be qualifying just a couple of minutes to see who can get the pole here in the Barq's 500K. So it's Gaiju, his first race of the season in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series, and his first race in Season 5, and Colton Yo for the second straight race, qualifying on to the main event. Let's go ahead and see who gets the pole here at Rockingham. And we are back here at the Rockingham Speedway in Rockingham, North Carolina. Historical racetrack here in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. One of, actually the second historical racetrack we're going to this season. And Chick-fil-A Cup Series ready to qualify for the Barq's 500K. It'll be a 62-lap race tomorrow morning. Shorter than last season. Last season was a 79-lap event. This season's only 62 laps, so strategy's going to be much different than it was in the past races here. Because actually, this race, the 62-lap race, is actually going to be only 2 laps longer than what this race was back when we did it. Before we lengthened the races to 20%. So that's also going to be interesting as well, because it's basically just like a Season 5 race here. And some of these guys were in that Season 5 race, like Nicholas Samadio, so it's going to be played out a little bit differently than normal for the Chick-fil-A Cup Series, considering how short of a race it is. But we keep it so that these guys don't go too fast around here, so they don't crash too often, so they do go pretty slow around this racetrack. And that's why we only have 62 laps tomorrow, so it's not a ultra-long race here for the Chick-fil-A Cup Series at Rockingham. Here is our last winner here in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series, and the first two-time winner this season, Zachary Fitzwater, got the win at Texas last Saturday morning. And he only led, I believe, maybe 3 or 4 laps in that thing to steal it away from Brad Stover. Just a very smart performance there by Beast Racing in that one. But speaking of Brad Stover, it will be Stover going to the top position right now, the number 99. He's upset about losing that race, let me tell you that. And he's got the fastest time in qualifying so far. Remember, it's 10 minutes, and this is how they will line up for tomorrow's races, how fast they'll be in this session. But right now, it's Brad Stover, and never mind, Ace Garcia to the top of the board in the 92. Great run for him. It's Garcia, Fitzwater, Stover, Samadio. How about Jesse Turner? And starting on the pole for this race is a very good opportunity as well, because passing here is difficult. Now, it's not impossible, but it is difficult, and it's going to be interesting to see how that all shakes out in tomorrow's race. So starting up front is going to be a very big advantage, also considering that this race is going to be as short as it is. That could spell a pretty good race for Jesse Turner if he can in fact hold on to the pole position. But there's still 7 minutes remaining in this session, so a lot can happen between now and the finish of this session. But right now, Jesse Turner is the fastest. His teammate, Daniel McMillan, just grabbed second in the 75. And McMillan started on the outside pole at Texas last weekend, but crashed on lap 3 of the race. So an unfortunate day last weekend for the 75 team. They would love to bounce back. They're currently third right now. It's Jesse Turner, Tristan Allen, Got a lot of veterans here in the top 10. It's Turner, Allen, McMillan, Gratton, Garcia. Nathan Stapleton just went to third. We're seeing these guys closing in on Jesse Turner, but nobody's been able to get around the 77 for the top spot. So it's looking good for Jesse Turner right now. It's Turner, Allen, Stapleton, McMillan, Gratton, Garcia. Vargas is the second highest rookie. Aaron Walpole, the number 9 of Zachary Fitzwater. And how about unchartered driver Colton Yo? He qualified his way on last weekend, and here he is looking to get some more stuff done in the 36. He just got pushed outside as Patrick Smith just jumped to the third position. He's the highest rookie right now in qualifying. But it is still Jesse Turner leading the field here and holding on to the pole position at Rockingham. There's Patrick Smith in the 66. Been doing a pretty decent job this season, I do believe, for North State Racing. And the Cheerwine Dodge is right now third fastest, so a great run for the rookie driver. We only have 3 rookies in the top 10. That is the least amount I have seen in quite some time. That's Patrick Smith, Nathan Stapleton, and Christian Vargas, and we haven't even talked about Vargas hardly at all this season. He has had a tough one for Wade Enterprises, but we'll see if we can find the 06 machine out on the racetrack and talk about him a little bit. There he is in the DECA Dodge, and right now 8th fastest for the Wade Enterprises driver. Wade Enterprises could have gotten the win at Texas last weekend with Blaine Keys, but Blaine Keys ended up crashing midway through the race as he was the dominant guy. He would have won the event if it were not for the fact that he crashed about lap 40 or so. And of course, John Stewart was the points leader heading into that race, and he actually lost the points lead. So Wade Enterprises, they're trying. And Vargas has been the unfortunate odd man out on that team, but he'd love to get a good run, and an 8th place run here in qualifying is exactly what Vargas would want to see if he wants to get a good run in tomorrow's race. Remember, it's only 62 laps. It's a lot shorter than it used to be, so qualifying is even more important because of that. There's Nathan Stapleton. This is actually, I believe, the third time this season he's run the Autism Speaks machine. And, of course, that's a very special thing to his heart, and he's trying to get that 54 in victory lane for a second time this season. He's right behind Jesse Turner, the guy he stole his first career win from. Of course, Turner ran out of gas coming to the white flag at Martinsville, and Nathan Stapleton got around Ace Garcia to take the lead, and Stapleton ended up coming home the winner. This place is kind of like Martinsville when it comes to the experience, and you can see that right now here in qualifying. You got the first ever winner in this series up top, and with the fastest time. But Nathan Stapleton, even though he's a rookie of the Chick-fil-A Cup Series, he's anything but a rookie. Of all the rookies, he has by far the most experience, and he's been in so many races throughout Napa Fan. I don't think he's really been here at Rockingham too much. I think he's been maybe in one truck race, but he's got experience. He is a veteran. It just took him a while to get up here, and right now, 4th fastest. We have not seen any change in the top 10, and we saw this in the uncharted qualifying session. They all clocked in their times early on, and nobody could get around it. And that is a sign that tire wear is going to be a major factor in tomorrow's race as well, and it will. Let me tell you that. Even though this is a newly paved racetrack, the tires get eaten up like that. And that's also going to play into the difficulty of passing in tomorrow's event. And we're just going to have to see how it all plays out. Now, Matt Dalio, he blew an engine at Texas. See where he is, and it doesn't look like he's too far up, 26. He's had a tough season. He is the defending winner here at Rockingham. He got the win at Season 6 here at the Rock. And that was on a good pit strategy as well, because he came down just a little bit earlier, I do believe, than it was the dominant guy of the race, Colin Dryber. And because of that, he was able to take the lead away. So early pit stops in tomorrow's race are definitely going to be a factor, because the tire wear here is exceptional. So if you have just one lap on fresher tires compared to everybody else, you're going to gain a huge advantage. Good to see Aaron Walpole in the top 10 here in qualifying. Finally got a good run at Texas. Finished 5th there in the Interstate Batteries 500 after crashing in the prior 3 races of the season. But Walpole is an experienced veteran as well, and even though he hasn't raced since Season 3 coming up to this season, he still wants to show everybody that he's definitely built to be in this series. He's an Indianapolis 250 champion. He won that event in 2016, and it's going to be less, or actually About 6 weeks from now, I think. Yeah, it's probably about it. About 6 weeks from now, 7 weeks from now, it's going to be the Indianapolis 250 coming up in the Haas IndyCar Series. That's going to be a great race. But Walpole, right now 9th fastest. Our last winner, Zachary Fitzwater, is currently 10th fastest in the number 9. It's a good run for him. See where Brad Stover is. Brad Stover is our points leader. He's 15th fastest, so pretty good run for him in the number 99 for Titan Fury. Closing in here to end the official time, but there will be a little bit of time added on after this time is out here on the clock, but I don't really think it's going to affect much. So I think we're going to be looking at Jesse Turner winning his first pole of the season. He got the win in his dual race back at Daytona a couple of months ago, and he's right now doing a pretty good job here at the Rockingham Speedway. He only has the pole ahead of Tristan Allen by 1/1000th of a second, so Allen came very close to doing it in the number 2. Just couldn't quite get there. It'll be an outside starting position, outside pole for Tristan Allen. Also see Trey Barto here in the 4th. See where he is. He's 16th fastest. He's won a couple of truck races here before, I do believe. I think he's won here twice in the truck series, so watch out for Barto. He's had a tough season for Mobile One Racing, but he's looking to change all that around. Really haven't even talked about Mobile One Racing that much at all. I mean, they're a single-car team with an experienced veteran in Trey Barto, but we really haven't seen this team that much this season. It's quite unfortunate, considering what happened to Barto last year in the championship. He was in the Final Four, was going to win the championship, ended up crashing late in the going. But they're looking to change some things around. Remember, Trey Barto won the Turkey Hill Series championship in Season 3. He was last in the points at this point in the season, I do believe, in the Turkey Hill Series that one season. And ended up winning the championship and leading in the points in the final 11 races of the season. So, Barto is definitely a very strong driver, especially late in the going in the season, let's just say that. So, he'll be starting 17th. While another one of his fellow longtime veterans, Jesse Turner, will lead the field of the green flag for tomorrow's Barq's 500K. Here at the Rockingham Speedway, Tristan Allen, Patrick Smith, Nathan Stapleton, and Daniel McMillan, the top 5. Stuart Gratton, Ace Garcia, Christian Vargas, Aaron Walpole, and Zachary Fitzwater, the top 10. Let me tell you, the veterans, I think, are going to shine tomorrow. They definitely did what they were supposed to do here today. There's the rest of the results for qualifying. See if there are any ties, and I do not know. We got one between Richard Kinghart and Roger Ray. Roger Ray will start ahead of Kinghart. But that might be the only tie in the field, and if that's the case, that's how they will line up for tomorrow's Barq's 500K from the Rock here in Rockingham, North Carolina. So thank you guys very much for watching. I don't know what I was trying to say there, but tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Eastern Time, over on Napa Fan, it's the Barq's 500K. And later today on Napa Fan, it is the Grand Prix of Lime Rock in the Haas IndyCar Series. So go ahead and check that out as well. But anyways, thank you guys very much for watching. Congratulations to Jesse Turner for winning the pole here at the Rock. And I will see you guys later.